Hi, I'm Jeff Brazil with the online programs from the University of Arkansas. In this chat, you will hear from Julia Smith, the Associate Director of Graduate Student Support from the Graduate School in International Education. Julia is going to give us great insight into all the aspects of attending graduate school at the University of Arkansas. Hello, Julia. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
We're really excited to have you today. If you would talk a little bit about your role in the graduate school and different things to help the graduate students.
Yeah, so basically my office is geared towards supporting graduate students, specifically through their professional development, community building, supporting wellness, such as like mental health. And then we do some academic support, but a lot of that they're going to get from their academic home colleges. So some of the events and workshops that I oversee in my office are graduate student orientation, which is actually coming up next week, TA camp, which is for graduate assistants, teaching assistants, or research assistants who are planning to teach this upcoming year and maybe need some additional training before they start. And then, of course, Grad Bash, which is like our fall kickoff event for all graduate students. I also offer a variety of workshops with partnerships through Office of Career Connections, UARK Libraries, the Writing Studio, just to provide additional support for our students. And then towards the end of the year, I host Graduate Student Appreciation Week as well. Some of the programs that I oversee are our RISE program, which is for first-year graduate, first-gen students. And it's a year-long program, and those students get access to 2 peer mentors, and then just additional support throughout their first year in grad school. And then I oversee the 3MT competition, or 3-minute thesis. And essentially that is for all of our graduate students to come to campus and present their research in under 3 minutes. And we have 3 different rounds for that. And in the finale, our winner is announced, and they are actually given prize money that they can use towards covering their tuition, or if they need to travel for their research and do presentations, they can use that as well. And then the other program that I oversee is our GSTEP program, which is Graduate Student Teaching Enhancement Program. And that is a year-long program for our students who know that they want to go into academia and maybe need more training on like understanding pedagogies, classroom management, so on and so forth. So that is basically all that I do.
Oh, that's awesome. I know that keeps you busy.
It does.
That's a lot of things. What are some of the best ways for our online students to connect with the graduate office and to reach out? What are the best ways for them to do that, to reach out to the graduate office?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I will say, if they need to reach out to me or just like our office in general, email is probably the best way to do that. Mm-hmm. They can email me at my personal email, which is js102@uark.edu. And then they can also email the grad support email, which is gradsupp@uark.edu. They can also go to the GSIE website and contact me through that. One other service that I'm looking at providing is offering online and in-person appointments for our graduate students through UA Success. And they can log in through their UARK credentials and then just search my name and then make an appointment with me if they have any questions about, trying to figure out who their advisor is, or if they need help figuring out what all they need to do in order to complete like their graduation requirements, and just anything where they're like, I have questions about this and I'm not sure who to go to. Another way that they can connect with my office is through HogSync. We're actually working to offer some like virtual workshops for our online students. I've reached out to UARK Libraries to see if they could partner with me on having like a virtual workshop on how to publish your research, or writing for your audience, different things like that I know a lot of our grad students might have questions about. And so we're working on some workshops like that. And if they go to HogSync and join GSIE on HogSync, they'll be able to see when those online events are occurring.
Oh, that's a lot of things to help our students. That's great. Yeah. In the graduate application process, what are some things, like some deadlines, some of the application fees, some of the two-step process of being into graduate school? Can you kind of talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
And about, like, I know that sometimes it goes to different, might be the program that they're going to, there's different requirements. Could you kind of speak on some of that?
Yes. So going into the two-step process that you mentioned, students will have to apply to the graduate school and to their program as well. And so the graduate school will look at the technical requirements such as credit hours, GPA, grades, and then if they're a native English speaker. Whereas the program will look at more of the subjective requirements such as their writing samples, their test scores, if they require test scores, because some programs don't. As well as like their statement of purpose and their resume, just things like that. So what will happen is once students gather up all of the things that their program and the grad school requires, they'll apply. And then that's really where a lot of the waiting comes. So the grad school usually takes about 10 business days to kind of go through all of the technical requirements on an application. And then the program will usually then take another 10 days or so to go through all of the subjective requirements that they go through. And then after that, students will usually get an offer for admission from the graduate school. And then this is kind of the tricky part where we get a lot of questions. I've had students ask before, I have been offered admission to the U of A, but I can't log in to my Workday student. I can't log into my email. And most of the time, it's because they haven't accepted that offer. So they have to go into their email and accept it, and then usually wait another 10 business days to be matriculated before they can actually log in to any of their UARK platforms or Blackboard, things like that.
That's some great insight. Those are some great tips to help the students, because sometimes they might get anxiety of when am I getting in, how am I getting in? And so knowing this information is very helpful. And I know you talked a little bit about working with the library and different things. Mm-hmm. And some of the other things that I thought was interesting that we had talked about before is the Career Connection Center and things like that, the tutoring, the online tutoring, the writing studio. Just can you talk a bit about each of those on how that can benefits of an online student for sure?
Yeah, definitely. So starting with Office of Career Connections, basically they will offer any type of career resources that a student might need. So if a student has a resume or a CV and they need somebody to look it over, OCC will help with that. They'll also do mock interviews. So if a student has a professional interview coming up, but maybe it's their first one that they've ever had and they don't know what to anticipate, they can set up a mock interview with OCC. And then they do other types of resources such as like LinkedIn profile reviews or just navigating the job market. And they offer all of those online. So a student can go to Office of Career Connections website, and they will have to log in through Handshake, which is a free platform for all UARK students. And I highly recommend that they use it, even if they're not going to create an appointment. But they can go onto Handshake and set up an appointment with a career counselor and figure out, which appointment they really need, set that up, and then it'll be through Zoom or Microsoft Teams of their choosing. So that is Office of Career Connections. Writing Studio, this is another resource that a lot of graduate students don't know that they can use, and especially our online students, because with the Writing Studio being on campus, a lot of them, being online, don't think that they can utilize the Writing Studio. However, they do offer virtual appointments, and they help with any portion of your writing journey that you need. So let's say a graduate student is starting on their thesis or their dissertation and they have the idea in their brain, but they're not quite sure how to put it to paper. The Writing Studio can help with that. Or maybe they've gotten the beginning figured out and they're stuck in the middle or they're stuck at the end. The Writing Studio can help with that as well. And then if they finish the entire thing and they're like, I just need somebody to look this over, the Writing Studio is there for that too. And so they can just go to success.uark.edu and then find the Writing Studio and create an appointment through Pingy. And the appointments are about 40 minutes long, and they can create as many as they need to. If there are any online students who are local in the area, they of course can drop into the Writing Studio. If they also just need a space to write in, they can go to the Writing Studio for that as well. Another resource that's in the Cord where the Writing Studio is located is tutoring. And they're starting to offer graduate tutoring for our students, and they have virtual appointments as well. The one that they're starting to offer this fall is statistics. So if we have any online graduate students who are taking statistics, they can go to success.uark.edu and create an appointment through Pingy as well for statistics tutoring.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I could have used some statistics tutoring.
Same.
So that's a great tip.
Yeah.
I know our students will really love those tips, and we really appreciate that. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about with your department, and just any other important factors that you would like to let us know before we finish this interview?
So one other resource that I haven't mentioned, and this one is kind of newer from GSIE, is the Beyond the Graduate and Beyond the Professoriate platforms. These will be free to all of our graduate students at the U of A, and all of it is online. But the Beyond platforms are career resources for graduate students specifically. And so they'll host like webinars on navigating the job market, or building up your LinkedIn profile, or what a resume or CV should look like, so on and so forth. But they also offer lessons on how to utilize your doctoral degree if you decide you don't want to go into academia or research, which a lot of our doctorate students, sometimes come to that conclusion. And so Beyond offers a bunch of resources for them. And they also have a chat system as well. And so if students are on there and they need to ask questions, they can use the chat system and speak with an online career counselor too. I hope a lot of our online graduate students utilize that platform because I think it will be really beneficial for them.
That's awesome. I think it will too. Well, Julia, thanks again for coming and visiting with us today. You've given us great insight into the graduate school programs. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions and are interested in any of our online programs offered, you can visit our website or contact information that is listed on this video. Have a great day, and remember, go Hogs.